Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to keep working on this YZ450. I don't know why I keep saying 250. I've had a look at Partzilla, and I've realized I'm missing some parts. So down here, I'm missing a cover of some sort. I'm missing a clamp here. Looks like I'm missing a plastic clip to guide these fork protectors. I'm missing 2 skid plates. I think what I'll do in there is just get some sheet aluminum and make my own. They are available from Yamaha, but the problem is you start buying all these little brackets and parts, and the price skyrockets pretty quick. So I'm missing this clamp. Other than that, I was able to find a paint coat on the internet, so hopefully my local body shop supply can find that coat and mix me up some spray cans. I think it'll be a base clear for sure. It's like a metallic. What else? I did decode the VIN number, and it is a 2003. So the more I look at it, the more I realize I'm missing stuff. But that's what kind of happens when you buy an older bike. I'm going to start working on this engine here. I had a quick look at the head. This one spins nice, this intake camshaft, but the other one, when you tighten this down, it gets tight. And you can spin this this cap for the intake valve, but this one's tight, so I'm assuming I need to shim that again. And I see it's got a little decompression lever there, probably for kicking it over. It's definitely a hot start on the handlebars there. So I'm going to take this apart here. I'm going to kind of do it slowly. I'm going to label every single bolt in its own little bucket because I'm not super familiar with this. Well, I should say I've never had one of these apart, so it's not like a CR bottom end where I know where most of the bolts go. So anyway, get going on this and see if it's salvageable. Okay, so I'll probably time lapse this. I'm not doing a how-to video on YZ450 engine because I'm learning as I go. So I'm just kind of more trying to give you an idea of the process of restoring a bike, what's involved. So this will probably get time lapse. I'm going to start on this timing cover. Well, it wouldn't be a project if you don't slice yourself once in a while. It's not that deep a cut, it's bleeding like a stuck pig, so got out the old electrical tape. I did manage to get this loose finally. One nice thing about doing a video is at least I can go back and watch the footage of how it came apart if I get confused. I wonder what's happening here. It's supposed to look like that or not, I don't know. It said in the manual to move this back and forth and make sure it's not too sloppy. But I'm a little concerned about all these marks. Is that factory or was it rubbing on something? That doesn't seem right. This shouldn't be all sloppy. So that is missing something in there. It's missing a bushing, bearing. So that's what's making all these marks. Just flopping around here. I'm wondering if the oil pump, if it got out of time and the oil pump quit spinning, and that's why it seized. Very high likelihood that's the cause of the problem, because there should be no reason for that wrist pin to seize like that. It's kind of damaged the oil pump gear. It's kind of damaged this gear. You can see where it was almost like skipping each other, so I bet you that's what happened. I don't know if somebody in the past took this apart, forgot to put the little bushing or bearing back in. I've got to go on Partzilla now and see what I'm missing there. But I would definitely say that's the cause of the failure of this engine, is this oil pump probably quit spinning. So whoever did the clutch in this, he didn't do us any favors. Okay, so I printed this off with Partzilla. This is showing the back side of the gear. Hopefully you can see it. It looks like there's a circlip on the inside of the case, and then there's supposed to be a bushing in there. And then I found this washer was down here, and it's missing a circlip. I know there's supposed to be a bushing in there because I went on eBay, and there's a guy selling, or quite a few guys selling used oil pumps and idler gears for about $50. And I can get the circlip from Yamaha still, but what I'm worried about is that groove there screwed, because it's been running with no bushing or whatever. So I don't know, I guess I'll keep taking this apart. Maybe we'll find more parts in the center case, but it's getting harder and harder to justify this bike, because I'm going to be into it for an oil pump. And then the other real problem is, what the heck do I do with this? Do I risk running that? Those are supposed to be nice round like swedges. Do I risk running that, or do I get another clutch, used clutch, which is going to be another $100, you know, for a used one? So I don't know. I guess all I can do is keep taking it apart and then make a decision later. Okay, I've got my case splitter set up. I think I've got all the bolts out. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on here to see how hard it's going to be to come. Doesn't look like it's going to be very hard at all. Plus, of course, I miss that one come pretty easy. You always want to make sure you didn't get a washer hitchhiking on the bearing here. Most of them usually have a extra washer or two. Well, there's your pooched crank right there. Look at that. Okay, so I got these cases apart, and the good news is there's nothing broken. I did find these chunks of piston down in here, but there's nothing really wrong with it. Bearings feel okay. Crank bearings come with the new cranks, so I'll just replace those. I'm going to leave all this together because it all works. I tested it before I took the engine apart, and everything shifts. They don't shift once you've got the cases split. They're pretty hard to do anything with. This bearing's got a bit of shrapnel in it, but I'll be replacing that. Probably take this off and blow all these passages out, but I think I'm going to leave this together. I don't really see any reason to pull it all out of there. I'll clean it all up with Varsol. Somebody had this apart before for some reason. This obviously isn't the original gasket material. They put way too much on it. It's all gooped in everywhere. Anyways, the good news is the cases are okay. So I've been thinking about this. I slept on it overnight, and I've decided I'm going to fix this engine. I ordered a new clutch basket. It's coming out of England. It was just the cheapest one I could find. I also ordered a used, I should say that's a used one coming. I also ordered a used oil pump with the idler gear and the circlip and all that stuff. I did get this right side case cleaned up, and I'm working on the left side case. I want to get that cleaner and shinier. I kind of wish I had a vapor hone, but I can do it old school, just with the Scotch brake pad. I haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do with this bike, whether it's going to get the full treatment or just enough to run and look a little better. I did print off all the parts groupings. I'm going to go through the bike and highlight each thing I'm missing or needs to be replaced, and then make a decision later how far I'm going to go on this bike. So if you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate that. If you've enjoyed this content, drop a like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Like I said, that's going to be it for this episode, but stay tuned and we'll keep plugging away at this bike in a future episode. Thanks again.